Hello everyone, this is Bigalski.
And this is JTB.
And this is Chapter 5 of my Ninja Gaiden 2004 very hard run, focusing on making all the time limits, controlling my essence, and that's about it. The thing that I'm happy about the most...
That, you know?
I'm not worried about UTs or anything like that. Again, what I'll say, like I said in the last one, normally whenever you're doing a karma run on all of the games or the Ninja Gaiden and all that stuff, you'll do like one encounter and then it'll go to the next encounter. See, that's kind of what I've been doing, continuing from Chapter 4, is, you know, counter attack with the Y, Fiend Sealer, and then UT is what I've been doing. But anyway, and see, I already forgot what I was talking about earlier. See me dogging it again. Oh, one thing that, golly, it's so bad. But their bullets, they seem to shoot a lot more. So when you try to counterattack a guy coming up and that bullet hits you, that's going to mess up your counterattack.
That's a good point. Yeah, they are a lot more trigger happy in this game. I like how they just walk around you there. You just juggling their friend. Like, oh, where'd he go?
See, look at that. Again, that's just so irritating when I tried to Fiend Sealer and it does that hold Y. But again, what I'm showing is, I'm showing all the fights that I get points from. Because where, in the other one, like I said, you wouldn't be showing this twice, you'd just be showing it once. So again, Fiend Sealer. And of course, you're going to see the time go off and on because my big fat thumb keeps pressing the button down. So I'm showing everything that I got the points. I know some of it's going to be repetitive. Again, well, all of it's going to be repetitive. I didn't pick up the chest. Here's the little game thing. I need to go pick up the games and maybe make a little video showing that, because there's actually 3 games that you can get.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
But Azuna Drop really helps with the splash damage. To kill guys does damage with people coming or dropping down, which you want to do. Again, throw the shurikens to not cling on the wall.
I like the way they block your shurikens in this game. It looks kind of badass. The way they just put their forearm out.
Right.
That looks really cool.
He must have like a metal Kevlar or something. Notice how I got 2 essence orbs there from that guy. So I want to be able to control my essence. Again, I know it's boring. Watch JTB. I'm sure he'll have a good lot of different moves.
Well, the only thing so far I'm thinking of for time is, you know, when you do the Fiend Sealer and then hold and then wait for him to stand up. I'd have to check the damage. But I would assume after you Fiend Seal them, if you just did forward Y on landing UT, that would kill, and then obviously you'd kill them quicker, so you'd get a bigger kill bonus.
Well, what was happening to me is I kept, before I did that, I would knock them away, or it wouldn't kill them. So, again, but you know, I played totally different. I didn't try to get the respawning enemies there. The guys there that we always talk about, the no-look attack, if I had fought those guys, they would have actually been worth 10,000, even though I fought them multiple times in Chapter 4. That's part of a successive play run. If you really wanted to go for points, you would go back. We talked about this earlier in some of the videos, but I'm kind of picking and choosing which ones I'm going back for, because I want to... I hate these guys. Remember, you can jump. I really hate these guys. You know, some guy said in one of his videos that they're not that bad, as he was getting just punished. And well, they are that bad.
The thing is, yeah, they are at first, but once you realize, like, especially in this game, I think the biggest difference is after getting used to NGB so much, you forget that, like, they literally just cannot open you up. You know, they don't have a grab. I don't think they have anything that guard breaks you in this game. Like in Black, they're a lot harder to deal with because of that.
Right. And watch this guy. I mean, I kind of showed that because he was like, they're very passive versus being aggressive in Ninja Gaiden Black.
Yeah, it's the biggest difference in their AI, I think, is a lot of enemies in this game, you can see that they actually do try and bait you to do things, you know, that you would do by default and then mess you up for doing that. They don't really do that in NGB.
So again, I felt if I'd let him lay there and then release my UT, some of the hits were going to miss or it would push him away. You know, the other part about this is I maybe didn't put as much time in it to be like perfect and try to always do the right thing. First of all, I really don't have the skill to do that as much. But again, if I can do it, anybody can do it type thing. And of course, I meant to target the guy next to me, and I ended up hitting the captain guy. I don't know why. I had my thumbstick towards the other guard, and it went to the captain. I don't know if maybe he was a little bit closer or whatever, because the captain guy is going to give you more essence. Now watch what happens here.
I think the commandos are actually all the same, aren't they?
Well, you were over the captain?
Yeah, I think the commandos are like 700 apiece.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. And I'm like, what's going on here?
He's trying to run away, man.
Well,
I'm out here. This guy's got a lightsaber.
And see, I tried the Fiend Sealer, and it did the hold Y. I don't know if it's inside the room. Inside the room, you know, my timing was off with the height of the room and the closed quarters. Again, not trying to make excuses, but all that stuff comes into play. You know, if you're going on a ledge, work on your timing to know when to, you know, if you need to press Y a little bit earlier or a little bit later. Again, that comes in handy in really all the Ninja Gaiden games. Sigma especially, because they'll roll down the stairs in Sigma.
Yeah, they have different like stun animations. So if you forward Y them on a downward slope, they actually fall down it. And on in chapter 1, when it's on stairs, that might be the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, I think it looks hilarious when that happens, and the noise it makes as well, because you get like the you know, when they hit the floor, you get like that,
right,
like all the way down the stairs.
See, it didn't kill.
Yep.
You know, it didn't kill the guy with the full UT. So I think maybe I'm being a little bit extra careful. I mean, you understand the mechanics, and I do want to say, I missed the nunchucks, and I missed the guillotine throw, picking them up.
I don't think the nunchucks really aren't that important, I don't think, on this game. The guillotine throw has like a couple of really specific uses, but the nunchucks really are just made entirely redundant the second you pick up the flails.
Now, one thing I left in there, or I kept this one, I mean, obviously that fight wasn't all that great, but it goes to show you that guy was shooting the bullets, so my counterattack wasn't working. So again, you may understand it a little bit. I'm so basic, I don't understand some of the stuff that you were saying about when to do what, and you know, I do what works for me and my limited ability. I'm going out to come back in to spawn. You know, spawn these guys.
Yeah. So what's the time limit for this chapter?
It's 19 minutes.
Oh wow, that seems very generous.
Yeah, that's the reason why I want to, you know, farm these guys. Again, I roll away because I've had the inconsistency of the Fiend Sealer. Sometime it not hitting right in front of me. Sometime it not hitting, you know, when I thought it should, and when it shouldn't. So I'm probably playing a little bit cautious. See,
if that's on the counter attack Y, it's probably to do with timing, because they're not to get too technical. But when you do the counter Y, if you press Y immediately for the Fiend Sealer, I don't think the game registers that there's an enemy grounded right in front of you. You have to wait like a split second, because that's just something that I do out of force of habit. Whereas if you pay attention to the counter attack timing, like you'll notice that when you do like a counter attack into a Fiend Sealer, to do it one after the other, there's like a slight delay in the input, so that's probably what's causing that.
So I said in chapter 4 I thought I bought the Great Devil Elixir. I actually did it in chapter 5. I think in chapter 4 I filled up on all my just the regular Devil Elixir ones, you know, not the big one. Having said that, I kind of wish I hadn't have done that now, but be careful of the wall queens. What I was going to say, look how one bad input on my part and I get blasted. I still love how they just get blasted. Oh, on their flips too? They can, what were we talking about with the, you know, absorbing the essence? Not, you know, just trying to, in black, you could just barely release and absorb the one. And here, if they're close, I absorbed them both.
Yeah, you'll absorb everything. It's, I mean, it works the same way in Black. It's proximity based, so if you're closer to one essence orb and you roll away and release block, you'll absorb the one that's closest to, however the detection works on absorbing essence.
Watch me getting added. Ugh. And the nads right there. Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, that's just something that it's kind of one of those sixth sense things, really. Like, you just really have to play the game a lot to know kind of, when you're okay to do that and when you're not okay to do it.
I thought I was going to be okay, but obviously I wasn't. So that cost me, again, some UT'd essence. And I'm rolling kind of to the side because if I jump on their head coming straight, I'd always hit the little wall. And then that kind of throws me off. And then again, look at me, I missed my input. Because now I'm focused on, is my timer on? I keep turning the damn thing off and on. So, I wish I hadn't, like I said, the having the Nimpo. I mean, it's always going to help. Having a lot of Nimpo, especially in Chapter 6. And really into Chapter 7 on some of the zombies going down into the pit. That's helped because they were really kind of strict on some of these time limits.
Yeah, Nimpo is really great in this game, and it's something that I don't think we mentioned yet, actually. In general, Nimpo is just a lot stronger in NGO4, because especially it'll factor in a lot on successive play when you have Armlet of Fortune, like more or less from the very beginning of the game, which is crazily overpowered. But your Nimpo itself does a lot more damage. Like Inferno in Azuma in particular, their raw damage output is significantly higher in this game than it is in Black. And because of the game not taking away all those free Nimpo drops for you with the elixirs, you can really abuse Nimpo quite heavily on this game. So definitely take advantage of it if you can.
Well, like I said, it's I have a certain purpose that I'm playing for, and I don't have the skill. Didn't you do the like a no UT run? I probably should have absorbed those 2 essences and just forward Y this guy. And Fiend Sealered him and took the blue. I forgot what my statement was to you before that. I'm getting like you. I forget what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Halfway through your sentence. I think in that instance, you actually got more money there because you would have gotten 20% of those UTs and gotten the captain guy's UT essence as well. Whereas if you'd have just absorbed both of them and killed the guy regularly, if he'd have given you a blue, that wouldn't have been any more money. So.
I'm like, where'd that guy go? I was sitting there looking for him, and then I was surprised that he was in there, because I didn't hear him at all.
Yeah, they do get kind of lost here. I think you were mentioning about...
Here, watch this real quick. This really irritated me. And so I just said, screw that. I'm just going to...
Yeah.
But then again, I hit the wall, messed myself up.
Look how much they dodge, though. You see that? Like, how they dodge the Helm Splitter? Like, the enemies, I feel, are a bit smarter in this game. A bit more savvy.
Well, it's funny how they made the mechanics. You'll go to a Zuna drop and they'll flip or do the XY. They'll flip over that to miss, and then when you turn around, they'll flip back over that. So they seem to be a lot more smarter in this than they were in Ninja Gaiden Black. They were more aggressive to me.
Yeah, they're a lot more based around kind of just opening you up. And there's really bad holes in their defense. They're super easy to control when you know how. I wonder if a nunchuck UT kills these guys, because the nunchuck UT is still quite powerful.
See, that should have been a forward Y right there. To me, he was that close to me. I mean, not a forward Y, a hold Y Fiend Sealer, and it didn't. It did the hold Y. So again, I'm showing where I'm getting all the points. So that's the reason why there's a lot of fights here. Some of it, again, I'm gaining essence, and then some of it is again, just showing all the points. There's just showing the points of this next fight. Normally you would probably chain this if you're going for UTs. Did I mention I'm glad I don't have to worry about UTs in this shit?
It is a nice change.
It's been a lot of fun, but like I said, learning the enemies and how different it is. Watch this guy try to kind of chase me around. I want to absorb my essence. And I had to kind of roll, and wasn't able to pick up that last big essence. One thing about this fight right here, you don't have a charge.
Oh no, you don't. This is one of the fights where I'm thinking of time-wise. If it buys you time to farm a couple of extra fights, it might be better to just really burn through some Inferno on these guys and just use Inferno to take them out. Because these are another example of an enemy that look how high the combo counter is. Like, the amount of damage you have to put on these guys without Nimpo. It's just crazy. They do give you 2 essence orbs though.
Because I think I had my combo count. But I was really kind of irritated that I got grabbed because I thought I was going to get away from that guy, and it turns out he was like running through, and it might have knocked me back into his mouth or something. I mean, I thought I was going to be at a far enough distance. And here's something else too. I didn't want to use any Nimpo coming into this because I really wanted to save it for Chapter 6. I mean, I really felt that going in. I mean, knowing what I know now, it's not that big of a deal, but at this point, and then of course I'm so dumb sometimes. Watch me, I'll get hit like 3 or 4 times trying to do the same thing. Now I'm going to collect this right here. I'm not going to use that as a
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, the time limit for Hydra Cubus is... Bosses in general, their time limits in this game are extremely generous.
See, I jump right back into it, so I don't know why I do that stuff. I just jump right back into it. I'm seeing this...
I think it's what you said in one of the previous videos. You know, when stuff like that happens, you have a choice of doing the thing that will work, 1 time out of 1,000, but you try it anyway, because it just might be that 1 time out of 1,000. That might be the time you're playing. Every now and then, it works, but just very, very rarely.
Now, going back to the Red Dragons real quick, the Blade of Neridi XY XXXX is a strong move if you can get it to connect. And it doesn't always connect, even though you're standing right in front of them. They might move their head. There I go again.
Yeah, it doesn't, and also, basically any airborne move in this game, that string in particular, has a lot more recovery frames than does in Black. That's why on the Dino feeds, I call them, I just like to use XY, XXY, because Helm Splitter recovers a lot better.
Right. So, having a charged UT makes that fight a lot easier, but like JTB said, if you want to Nimpo, get them 2 together and hit them with Inferno, that'll do a lot of damage on the here it was what did I say, 19 minutes? So I probably could have gone back, but there comes a point where it's like, man, I'm tired of all this, and then you're kind of unsure because if my Red Dragon fight wasn't so good, because I finished that pretty good because of that Inferno, and then my Hydra Cubus, if that went a little bad, all of a sudden I'm at like 18 and a half minutes. But if I'd used, that minute thinking I'm going to have left to farm, and I don't get the good fight with the Red Dragon, now I've gone over the time limit and I've messed up a save. One thing I do want to say, though, is only having 10 saves in this game really kind of sucks. Having 30 saves in Ninja Gaiden Black, that's a big deal. And you really have to kind of pick and choose your saves wisely in this, because the last thing you want to do is mess up and not have a save to go back to.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that's it. Again, I'll put the times and the kills for all 3 difficulties in the YouTube notes in the description there. But I think that's it. Is that it? Any more things we want to say about this chapter?
No, I think that's it, yeah.
Okay, guys. Well, take care, and we'll see you later.
Take care, everyone.